Welcome to the Time Traveler Podcast, where we mess with history so you don't have to. I'm the Time Bandit, your snarky guide to the past. In each episode, we'll dig up some poor soul from another era and make them spill their secrets. Buckle up. Time travel's about to get weird.
Welcome, dear listeners, to Tales from the Edges of Time, where I, Liu, once tread the dangerous paths of 19th century Tianjin's underworld. Known as Iron Lip for my sharp wit and darker humor, I've danced with danger and dined with deception, earning my stripes in a society where respect came not from mere words but from the cunning and courage behind them. Now, as a conflict resolution specialist in the bustling modernity of America, I find that the tales of old are not just stories, but lessons in the art of navigating life's myriad conflicts. Join me as we unravel the fabric of a life lived on the edge, stitched together with the threads of humor, strategy, and an unyielding spirit. My journey into the underworld wasn't born out of ambition, but necessity. With my family's fortunes washed away like sand in the river and the imperial exams proven as elusive as a ghost in the mist, I found myself at a crossroads. The path I chose? Becoming an independent broker, where the lines between legal and not so legal were as blurred as the Tianjin fog. Yet, even amidst the shadows of the black market, one seeks a semblance of security, a commodity more valuable than the rarest silks. It was this quest for stability that led me into the arms of the local gang. Not through a grand gesture or a violent encounter, but through the recognition of mutual benefit. The gang's boss, a man with an eye for talent, saw in me not just a broker, but a strategist, an advisor, my role akin to the consigliere of lore, managing the delicate balance of power, negotiation, and, occasionally, ensuring our ventures ran smoother than silk. Our domain was the gang dens, hidden in plain sight, where the air buzzed with plans, plots, and the occasional toast to our successes. Here, in these dens of camaraderie and conspiracy, I found a bizarre sense of belonging. By day, we were brothers in arms, stirring the pot just to see what boiled over. By night, we were kings of our little kingdom, where loyalty was the currency and respect was earned not through titles but through deeds and the ability to stand tall, sometimes quite literally, against the slings and arrows of our rivals. In this world, your worth was measured by your ability to take a hit and keep your chin up, all without so much as a whimper. It was a peculiar dance, one where the steps were never quite the same and the music was always changing. But in this dance, I found my rhythm, navigating the intricate web of Tianjin's underworld with a blend of humor, strategy, and an unyielding resolve. So, pull up a chair and lend me your ears. For the tale of Iron Lip Liu is one of cunning, courage, and a touch of comedy, set against the backdrop of a city where the only thing more dangerous than the gangs was underestimating the man who could talk his way through a storm without getting wet. In Tianjin's shadowy alleys, where the city's martial legacy meets its mercantile spirit, the gangster creed was forged. This ethos, rooted in the city's history as a garrison town and commercial hub, demanded not only bravery and endurance, but also cunning and strategy. As the Qing Dynasty's power faded, we found ourselves in a world where the traditional measures of strength were intertwined with the intellect required for survival and dominance in trade. Gang fights were not mere brawls, but ceremonies of courage, where displaying the ability to endure pain without flinching elevated one's status from a mere participant in the underworld to a respected figure. This brutal valor, respected within the gang and feared by the society at large, allowed us to command power and extract protection fees from local businesses. It was within this unique blend of Tianjin's military might, bustling commerce, and cosmopolitan culture that individuals like Zhao and I navigated our paths, guided by an unspoken law that revered those who could withstand, outsmart, and ultimately lead in the shadows. Now, I won't pretend our brotherhood subsisted solely on the protection diamonds squeezed from local businesses. No. The crown jewel funding our lavish appetites was the string of underground gambling houses we operated with slick precision. Just a sturdy lock on the door, some felt tables, and enough tea to parade a veneer of hospitality, and we'd have lines winding round the block itching to hemorrhage their week's wages. I took great pride staffing each den with an apt selection of my most quick-witted rapscallions on croupier duty, dealing cards, rattling dice, and tallying house takes with speed that'd shame an abacus. Back in them, substantial muscle circulated to politely, yet firmly discourage any guest from forgetting the rules of etiquette in the heat of winning or losing. And win or lose they all did. Many nights we'd rake upwards of 1,000 shiny tails worth from the flop houses, seedy inns, and basements. Why, I saw Wong from the Mongolian quarter pawn his favorite horse for a few rolls of the turtle shell bones one Tuesday. Or was it Wednesday? You'll forgive the foggy timeline. When the liquor and opium run freely, days blur deliriously by. Suffice to say, keeping every literate person on the bureaucrat's teat adequately marinated in drink was essential to avoid distractions. But it was a price I happily paid to enjoy the dividends. Why, I soon found myself the satisfied owner of 35 imported silver pocket watches, yet barely enough wrist between us rogues to wear them all. Nevertheless, decorum dictates maintaining proper appearances in my elevated station. Which reminds me, I simply must tell you sometime about the night. The notorious gambler Zhao sauntered in, wagering his own skin. In the heyday of our gambling dens, envy ran through the streets like a contagious rumor. But, my friends, wading into this murky world was no easy feat. And so, let me regale you with the tale of a man who dared to defy the odds.
As we dive into Liu's riveting adventures, let's thank our sponsor, the Time Travel Agency. Without them, our historical journey wouldn't be possible. Now, a word from our time-bending benefactors. Summer's sizzling, and so are the deals at the Time Travel Agency. Ready to dive into history's wildest moments? Our summer spectacular sale is on. Travel to ancient China for the Dragon Boat Festival. Row alongside ancient racers and munch on zongzi. Why settle for a boring summer when you could join a Han Dynasty celebration? Our deals are so scorching they'll make you sweat more than a dragon boat race. Witness epic battles, serenade emperors, or marvel at ancient inventions. Book today and get a free Oops, I Changed History insurance package. Jump in and make history hilariously unforgettable. The Time Travel Agency, where summer adventures are timeless and funny.
A story whispered through the hushed tones of my gang brothers. The legend of none other than Tough Guy Zhao, known affectionately as Mr. Third because, well, he was the third child in his family. Picture this, a bustling gambling parlor in Tianjin, where fortunes were made and lost with the roll of the dice. On this particular day, I, Liu, had been sent by my boss to collect earnings from the gambling house, a routine task I performed regularly. As I made my way through the crowded establishment, I couldn't help but notice the heightened tension in the air. Mr. Third, a man with a reputation as audacious as his name, made a dramatic entrance that day. With confident strides, he pushed his way through the crowd, and then, like a magician revealing a hidden trick, he produced a gleaming dagger from the folds of his leg wraps. The gamblers in the room exchanged knowing glances, for they had seen such scenes unfold before. Desperate souls who, having lost their hard-earned coin, resorted to bizarre acts of bravery or foolishness. In this underworld, it was not unheard of for a gambler, having squandered his wealth, to take a rather unconventional bet. It was a dance with danger, a macabre bet for the desperate, and Mr. Third was about to partake in this bizarre ritual. As the bizarre spectacle unfolded, spectators in the gambling parlor couldn't help but wonder why a figure as esteemed as Mr. Third would stoop to such desperate measures over a mere gambling debt. It defied belief, and even the seasoned croupier, accustomed to rough characters, couldn't help but sense that Mr. Third's intentions were far from honorable. With a quiver in his voice and a hesitant smile, he ventured, "Master Zhao, care to try your luck?" Mr. Third unleashed a laugh that seemed to freeze the very air, his leg making an audacious debut atop the table amidst a dramatic tear of his pants. In a moment of macabre elegance, he officiated a peculiar farewell to a fragment of his leg, orchestrated with the finesse of his faithful blade. This piece, now cloaked in 100% natural human ketchup, made its debut on the table as Mr. Third boldly declared, "I'm all in." This ketchup, a grim badge of authenticity, streamed from his dissenting limb. Yet Mr. Third's demeanor remained eerily serene, his eyes locking with the croupier's in a silent challenge. The crowd was spellbound, a mixture of dread and intrigue holding them captive. Mr. Third had effectively turned the gambling table into a theater of the macabre, bringing the game to a standstill as everyone was ensnared by the spectacle. A stark reminder of Mr. Third's unparalleled audacity and his flirtation with danger. Normally a smooth talker, the croupier found himself utterly speechless in the face of such audacity. He managed to stammer, "Mares to Mr. Third? What does this mean?" Mr. Third chuckled. "No need to be frightened." The croupier responded, "Frightened? No, not at all. Just a bit shaken." Mr. Third's laughter held a chilling promise of the madness to come. "You see, gambling with mere coins and notes has become dreadfully dull. Why not spice things up and wager with a part of me today? If I win, you owe me triple. And yes, I'll be coming to collect a piece of your essence." The croupier, now fully comprehending the stakes, literally betting pieces of themselves, felt a shiver run down his spine. Tentatively, he asked, "And if you're the one who loses?" Mr. Third's scoff was laced with a dangerous thrill. "Then we simply start with my left side, and if luck isn't in my favor, we'll move to the right. And should we exhaust my earthly contributions, well, my skull's always up for grabs." The realization that Mr. Third was quite literally putting himself on the line, piece by piece, sent a ripple of shock and fascination through the spectators. The game had transformed into a grotesque yet enthralling spectacle, with Mr. Third's reckless abandon casting a spell over the room. Sensing the croupier's mounting fear and reluctance to escalate the stakes, Mr. Third shifted gears, launching into an impromptu rap, a traditional Chinese art form akin to freestyle rap. His lyrics consisted of lewd insults targeting the croupier's entire lineage, with a particular emphasis on his parents. Mr. Third's verses were cleverly crafted to ridicule the croupier's distinctive facial features in a freestyle rap battle. It was as if he had become the OG of Chinese gangster rap, tapping into the city's rich tradition of eloquence, albeit in an audaciously unconventional manner. The proprietor, known as Master Chen, one of the underbosses of our gang and a renowned tough guy, emerged from the shadows, a wry smile gracing his face. He greeted Mr. Third with folded fists and a warm welcome. "Mr. Third, why go to such extremes? Come inside and let your friend here tend to your wounds." He shot me a knowing look, and I quickly reassured the startled gamblers and ensured that the gambling house continued running smoothly, unaffected by Mr. Third's presence. As Mr. Third acknowledged Master Chen's salute and limped after him and me, leaving the gamblers out front to carry on as if nothing extraordinary had occurred, he was escorted to a more private back room by the gang's enforcers to handle his situation discreetly. Once we were comfortably seated in the back room, Master Chen ordered someone to prepare tea and his errand boy to administer what he referred to as good medicine for Mr. Third's wound. Now, let me clarify. This good medicine wasn't some refined herbal concoction. It was simply a mixture of ground chili peppers and coarse sea salt, intended to be smeared directly onto the gash. As you all may know, salt on an open wound stings like nothing else. Moments later, the errand gangster returned, carrying a large paper pack filled to the brim with fine chili powder. Master Chen wasted no time and declared, "Quit gawking and treat Mr. Third's injury." With swift motion, he tore open the package, revealing the fiery contents. As the errand boy prepared to apply it to Mr. Third's wound, I discreetly blocked his hand. Leaning in, I whispered to Mr. Third, "Master, we move in the same circles. Do me this small favor, and let's put an end to this for today. If you can't bear it and let out a whimper or cry, your hard-earned reputation will crumble, and that piece of flesh you severed will be in vain. You won't be able to continue your operations in the Underworld after this." Mr. Third nodded, acknowledging my concern. "I appreciate your goodwill, Mr. Liu, but this leg truly needs some urgent attention." I could see Mr. Third was all about pushing boundaries, not just at the table, but in the realm of personal endurance. With a smirk that said, "Let's add a bit of spice to the evening," I gave the nod to our ever-ready errand boy. The lad, understanding the assignment all too well, approached Mr. Third with a zeal typically reserved for chefs on a culinary mission. With theatrical flourish, he anointed Mr. Third's wound with chili powder, transforming the moment into a bizarre seasoning ceremony. Mr. Third's reaction was immediate. A dance of shock and defiance played out across his features as he rode the wave of fiery agony. Yet, through the storm, his smile remained unflappably serene, a testament to his iron will, or perhaps a nod to his taste for the dramatically absurd. Sweat beaded his brow like pearls of pride, his veins standing in applause, all while Mr. Third reveled in the absurdity of his predicament. Mr. Third remarked through gritted teeth, "Master Chen, you truly have a way with medicine. I've never felt more alive." Master Chen, grinning, responded, Mr. Third, he knows how to appreciate the finer things in life. This is just a taste of what's to come." As Mr. Third engaged in witty banter with us, it became apparent that what others might perceive as an excruciating ordeal was simply another day and we're in the heart of the Tianjin underworld. Master Chen, renowned for his knack for testing the mettle of those who dared to cross his path, exchanged a meaningful glance with Mr. Third, a silent challenge only comprehensible to those initiated into this world. Beside them, a brazier blazed with an intensity that seemed to dance with an almost sinister allure. Both Mr. Third and I noticed it, and in that unspoken moment, an understanding passed between us. This was destined to be the ultimate test of Mr. Third's fortitude. Master Chen then issued an order to his attentive errand boy. "Fetch Mr. Third the finest imported Western cigarettes." The boy approached Mr. Third, presenting the cigarettes with utmost respect. Master Chen, his face a picture of mock surprise, exclaimed, "But we find ourselves with smoke, yet no fire. Whatever shall we do?" Mr. Third, quick to catch on to yet another of Chen's cunning challenges, didn't miss a beat. With the finesse of a seasoned magician, he plucked a glowing ember from the brazier using just 2 fingers, a bold move that had "bad idea" written all over it, yet somehow managed to look effortlessly cool. He lit his cigarette with it, inhaling deeply as if drawing in the courage for his next trick. Then, with a flair that bordered on the theatrical, he rested the ember on his leg, right atop the spicy souvenir left by the chili powder. The air filled with an aroma that was part smoke, part impromptu barbecue, lending a surreal quality to the scene. As the smoke twirled like a misty specter around Mr. Third, the room took on the ambiance of an oddly themed sauna, spicy and smoky, with an undercurrent of defiance. The pain, undoubtedly as intense as the heat of the ember itself, seemed to wash over him like a wave, leaving him in a state that was somehow both drenched and defiant. Yet, there he sat, the picture of bizarre tranquility, even managing to craft a smoke ring with the ease of someone at a peculiarly hazardous leisure. Their conversation meandered on, peppered with the kind of dark humor that seemed to be the currency of the Tianjin underworld, a testament to the resilience and unwavering composure that defined Mr. Third. Mr. Third chuckled, saying, Master Chen, you always know how to provide the most unique experiences. This cigarette truly sets my nerves on fire, just what I needed. Master Chen grinned, his eyes gleaming with amusement. Mr. Third, you're a man of exceptional tastes. I see we share an appreciation for the finer things, even if they come with a touch of heat. In the dance of Tianjin's underworld, where respect is as valuable as life itself, Master Chen's admiration for Mr. Third's daring was unmistakable. Tough guy respects tough guy. Indeed, Mr. Third wasn't just playing with fire, he was stoking it, challenging the norms with a bravado that demanded attention. His bold gamble for a share of the business wasn't a mere whim, it was a calculated move, showcasing his readiness to face the heat. In this realm, where actions speak louder than words, outright aggression like whacking was off the table. Such measures were seen as crude, attracting unwanted attention and tarnishing the delicate fabric of honor and reputation upon which their world was built. Mr. Third's audacity was a testament to his understanding of this unspoken code. He knew that to win the game, one must not only play the cards, but also the players. Master Chen, with his own motives, decided to test Mr. Third's mettle with that brutal challenge. He understood that it wasn't just about protecting the gambling house's interests, but also about dismantling Mr. Third's reputation as a tough guy. If Mr. Third were to show weakness during the challenge, it would not only cost him but also forever mark him as someone who couldn't withstand the brutal trials of the underworld, a dangerous label in their world. As Mr. Third endured the fiery ordeal, Master Chen's grin widened, recognizing the true character of the man before him. In a world where toughness and resilience were revered, Mr. Third's actions were not just about securing his share. They were a testament to his unyielding spirit. With each moment of excruciating pain, Mr. Third's resolve grew stronger, and Master Chen knew that this was a man who couldn't be broken. It was a defining moment, not just for Mr. Third, but also for Master Chen, who had found an ally whose determination matched his own. The onlookers watched in awe as Mr. Third endured, and a hushed respect settled over the room. The challenge wasn't just about flesh and fire, it was about honor, reputation, and the unspoken code of the underworld. As the ordeal concluded, Mr. Third's smile remained unshaken, his reputation intact. The tension in the room gave way to relief, and Master Chen, recognizing a kindred spirit, extended his hand in a gesture of respect. "I believe we understand each other now," Master Chen said, his tone carrying a newfound camaraderie. Mr. Third nodded, acknowledging the unspoken alliance between them. "Indeed, Master Chen. We are men of our word." With the peacemaker's intervention and the approval of their respective gangs' bosses, Mr. Third and Master Chen found a way to resolve their differences. They became partners in running the gambling house, evenly splitting the earnings. It was a mutually beneficial arrangement where respect and honor played as significant a role as profit. As Mr. Third's fame and influence continued to grow in the Tianjin underworld, his partnership with Master Chen became a symbol of the delicate balance of power, where strength and character mattered as much as wealth and influence. The two men had proven that in the world of tough guys, Alliances forged in fire could be stronger than steel.
Hey, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, hit that thumbs down and share your opinion in the comments. Yeah, surprisingly, we actually care about your opinion. And if you're new, don't subscribe if you don't like it. Keep it real. Love you.